Good day, everyone. It is with great pride and honor that in behalf of the Department of Surgery of the UP College of Medicine and the Philippine General Hospital, share with you our surgical site infection surveillance program. It is our department's focal quality improvement effort and also one of our core resources of our clinical research. It is the story of how surgeons, as a group of clinician scientists, when faced with patients whose wounds weep, reflect and take action on the consequences of what the scalpel in our hands did. The Department of Surgery Surgical Site Infection Surveillance Program started when we joined the Global Surgery Collaboration, a worldwide research community of surgeons, in its Global Surge 2 study in 2016. It was a study that collected and analyzed information about gastrointestinal surgeries and their surgical site infection rates. To do this, we started a surgical site infection surveillance program to ensure that the 30-day follow-up required by the study will be done. Realizing the feasibility and, more importantly, the valuable information that we are able to collect in implementing such a program, we extended the program beyond the Global Surge 2 data collection period and included breast surgeries in the surveillance. With a research grant from J&J in 2017, it allowed for the hiring of an SSI nurse to do active surveillance for 10 types of operations for a year. From 2018 until the present time, the program is funded by the Foundation for the Advancement of Surgical Education and the PGH Expanded Hospital Research Office. In March this year, unfortunately, due to the COVID-related restriction of surgical services, the program was suspended. However, just last week, we have since restarted the program. The program has several components, including the institution of a department's policy requiring the practice of surveillance for surgical site infection for all our operations, a patient education package for SSI in monitoring and reporting, an active SSI surveillance by a dedicated team for selected patients, a reporting system for SSIs, and a practice audit research program on SSI rates and prevention. In August 2016, the Department of Surgery adopted a policy on surgical site infection surveillance that required proactive monitoring for surgical site infection for all our surgeries with a diagnosis of SSI following the CDC criteria. Surgeons were made to document the status of the surgical wounds at the time of discharge and at 30 days follow-up post-op. For selected patients, the SSI nurse would also follow up these patients and inform the respective surgeons if SSI is detected. The SSI team composed of 4 people filling 2.5 full-time equivalent roles. A part-time research assistant is assigned to identify the cases who will be actively monitored by the team. He also prepares the surveillance forms and collects and encodes the data in the SSI Surveillance Registry database. Another part-time secretary is assigned to call patients to remind them regarding their 30-day follow-up. She also assists in preparing the SSI reports. The SSI nurse, the only full-time staff in the team, engages with patients to educate them on wound care, surgical site infection monitoring and reporting, and advises them on their follow-up. Our administrative research assistant in the department oversees the preparation and dissemination of the SSI reports from the data collected and collated by the team. Listed here are the operations monitored by this team in 2019. And here are the cases monitored in 2020. An SSI surveillance report is prepared by the team on a bi-monthly basis. This report, particularly the SSI rates for the index operations, is incorporated and discussed in the pre-op post-op conference of the different divisions. The reports include the SSI rates for the different index operations being monitored, the SSI rate per surgeon per operation, and the different SSI surveillance issues and problems encountered during the monitoring period. Here is an example of a report on the SSI rate for simple open appendectomy for April 2019, as performed by the different divisions. Here is an example of a report of the SSI rate of one surgeon for the different operations he has performed in 2018. This report is forwarded to the Residency Training Committee and is considered in the clinical competency evaluation of the resident. Now here are our SSI rates in 2019 and in the first quarter of 2020. In the last column of the table are the published global rates for each operation for comparison. As you can see, we have a serious problem with our simple open appendectomies and more so with our laparoscopic appendectomies when it comes to the surgical site infection rates. But our rates for mastectomies and colorectal surgeries seem to be within the usual rates. Our SSI rates for our gallbladder and pancreatic surgeries and for our closure of stoma are at par with the global rates. The program gave us valuable insights of our patients' uncertainties and concerns about their surgical wounds. Also, our patients' feedback provided us the motivation for us to continue with our work. Beyond the Global Surge 2 research and the various publications from the Global Surgery Collaboration, the SSI surveillance program provided a rich source of data for the generation of many research papers for our consultants and resident staff, works which were presented as well as published in the different scientific forums. As a quality improvement effort, the SSI surveillance program triggered the development and implementation of 2 more programs in the department in the effort to prevent or lower our surgical site infection rates. The surgical antibiotic use guidelines in 2019, which also addresses the serious problem of antimicrobial resistance, and the surgical wound care standard in 2020. These programs are positioned to generate more scientific researches in our department. Thank you for your time and attention in listening to how UP-PGH Department of Surgery strives to turn our patients and our own wounds into wisdom. Good day.